Namaste, yogis. Welcome to virtual yoga. Let's get started this afternoon in our child's pose. So just coming on to the mat, bringing your knees onto the mat. Bring your knees wide, sink your hips toward your heels, and then reach your arms long. Finally, drop your forehead to the mat. And then begin the process of letting go. Inhaling through the nose. Filling the low belly. And then up into the chest and hold for 3, 2, 1. And then sigh it out. Open your mouth. Again, inhale. Low belly all the way into the back of the throat and hold for 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Let's go ahead and set our intention for our practice. So maybe you want to scoot those elbows up a little bit further and then bend at the elbows and bring your hands in a prayer with the thumbs resting on the back of your neck. Just setting your intention for whatever you want to take place on your mat or in your life. Setting that intention in the present moment as if it's already happened. And once you've set your intention, carry that intention with you throughout your practice. Let's go ahead and reach those arms long, and then we're slowly going to lift our gaze. Let's press our palms into the mat. Bring the knees right underneath your hips. And then we're just going to look forward. Sweep that right arm forward. We're going to do some circles with our arms. Inhale as you look up and follow that right arm. On the exhale, sink your hips to the floor. Drop the top of your hand onto the mat. Inhale as we sweep forward and up. Exhale, sink back. 2 more like this. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Exhale, drop your hips to your heels. Last one. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Create a fist and circle out your wrists one way, then the other. Open up those fingers wide and draw that right arm back into space, looking up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to take that right arm, just drop it under and through and sink your heels back, coming into your thread the needle pose. You can stay here, sinking your hips toward your heels, or maybe you want to pivot your feet over to the left, then lengthen out that left leg. You can spider up onto your left fingertips, or maybe you want to take that left hand behind the back. Just an option. Maybe you want to come on to those left tiptoes and lift that left leg, maybe pointing and flexing or circling that left foot for 3, 2. Last one. Let's slowly come out of it, slowly dropping that left leg. If it's lifted, drop that left knee. Then we're going to come unravel, pressing the left hand into the mat and sweep that right arm up. And then we go ahead and drop that right hand onto the mat. Let's do a few cat-cows between sides as we inhale and dip the belly, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And then on our exhale, we're going to tuck our tailbone under, we're going to round our back, then we're going to chin to the chest. Inhale, we take the cow pose. Exhale, we take the cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then last inhale, let's take that cow pose, tuck our toes. And then on the exhale, we press into our palms and we slowly lift all the way up into our first downward facing dog, really pressing into those palms. And then bend at the knees. We're going to walk the hands to the back of the mat, create fists, and let's slowly roll up. 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're coming to our Tadasana pose at the back of the mat. Shifting forward and back on the heels. And then dropping those hands right by your side. Palms are facing forward. Inhale, sweep your arms wide enough. Exhale, we drop that right hand. We reach that left arm up and over. Inhale, reach that left arm up, reach that right arm up. Exhale, drop that left hand, reach that right arm up and over, shifting those hips out to the right. Inhale, reach both arms up. And then on the exhale, we're going to take a half vinyasa. So we're going to bend those knees. We're going to cactus out those arms. Inhale, shift your hips forward. Exhale as we bring our hands to heart center. We then slowly roll down, coming into that forward fold. Inhale. Let's take a half fold, looking toward the top of the mat. And then on the exhale, we walk it out to downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward, drop those knees. Let's begin to warm up that left side. We're going to look forward and we're going to sweep this left arm out in front of us. Inhale, reach up. Left arm up to the ceiling, and on the exhale, we sink those hips to the heels. Drop the top of that left hand. Inhale, sweep it forward and up. Exhale, we drop it down. 2 more. Inhale, sweep it forward and up. Exhale, drop it down. Last one. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Create a fist and circle out the wrists one way, then the other. Inhale, draw that left arm back into space. And then on the exhale, that left arm comes under that right arm and through, dropping that left shoulder onto the mat, spidering up onto the right fingertips if you like. You can sink those hips towards your heels, or maybe pivot the feet over to the right this time, and then tuck that right foot, lift that right knee, maybe take that right hand behind the back. And then if you want to get a little bit of core work, lift that right leg into the air, maybe circling the foot out one way and then the other. Inhale here. And then on the exhale, we're slowly going to lower, dropping that right knee onto that. Unravel that right hand, press that right hand into the mat as we sweep that left arm up, and then we drop that left arm. We're going to plant both hands. We're going to tuck those toes. Now let's lift up to one more downward facing dog. And this time, let's bring the feet together at the back of the mat, slowly lifting. On the inhale and on the exhale, we drop it down. Inhale, we sweep that right leg back and up. On the exhale, we're going to bring that right foot through and just step the right foot between the hands, spider up onto your fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down, drop that left knee, untuck that back toe. Bring your hands to your hips. Shifting forward and back. Opening up that right hip, that left psoas, shifting forward, holding here. Then sweep your arms from low to high. Inhale here. Exhale, let's interlace our fingers and then flip our palms. Press the palms up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward and really open up the chest. Try to draw both arms back a little bit, just an inch or so. Inhale here. And then on the exhale, release those hands. Drop those hands on either side of that right foot, coming into our half moon pose. So we'll tuck our back toe, we'll scoot that left knee back an inch or two. Shift your hips back, lengthen this right leg. Maybe you can help that right foot up, flexing those right toes. On your next inhale, we're gonna lengthen our spine and look out in front of us. And exhale, try to fold over that right leg. If you need to bend into that right leg, you can. Dropping the head toward that right shin. Maybe using blocks if you need to help bring the earth closer to you. And then breathe into this deep, deep stretch. Holding here. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Let's look forward. We're going to bend into this right knee. We're going to come into that runner's lunge. And then we're going to make our way into our warrior two. So first we pivot our back heel. We look forward. We cartwheel those arms. We reach those arms wide. Making sure that right knee is over the ankle. Reach our fingers wide. Gaze over that right middle finger. Just holding here in this warrior two stance for 3. Breathing deeply 2. Last one, we're going to reverse our warrior, flip that right hand, reach that left arm back behind that left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. Gazing down toward that back foot. Or if you want more of a heart opener, you can twist your chest and lift your gaze looking toward the ceiling. Inhale here. On the exhale, we're coming back to the warrior two. Look forward and then drop that right forearm onto that right thigh and sweep your left arm up and over. Inhale here. On the exhale, maybe you can twist and gaze underneath that left underarm, lightly resting that right hand on the thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, let's lift up. Let's reach our arms wide. Let's parallel our feet. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to bring our hands behind our back, interlace the fingers. One more inhale. Open up the chest. Exhale. Slowly but surely draw the crown of your head toward the floor. Your arms are overhead. We're holding here. 4, 3, press the weight into the balls of the feet. 2. Last one, release the hands right underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we're going to pivot this right foot toward the top of the mat. We're going to slowly walk the hands to frame out that right foot. We're going to peel the back heel off the mat. So we're in that runner's lunge. And then press the palms into the mat. Step that right foot to meet the left. And we find ourselves in the top of our plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, we're dropping those knees. And then we're lowering down onto our chest and our chin. Finally, lengthen out onto the mat. Hands are right outside of the shoulders. Just take a big inhale right where you are. And then sigh it out. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our gaze. Exhale, lower down. One more inhale, drawing those hands further down the waist. Lifting up, pressing those toes into the mat and lifting the knees off the mat, upward facing dog. Exhale, drop those knees. Let's come into our child's pose. Dropping the forehead onto the mat. Just noticing any shifts that have occurred in the first couple of minutes of the practice. Sinking those hips and heels toward one another. On your next inhale, let's lift up. Let's take a swan pose as we shift our hips forward, lift those feet, look up toward the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, we're coming into that downward facing dog one more time. Inhale, we come high on our heels. Exhale, drop those heels, bring the feet together. At the back of the neck, and we'll just take that second side. So slowly lift that left leg, back and up, inhale. Exhale, bring that left knee into the chest, look between the hips and step that left foot between the hands. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower that right knee down and untuck those toes. Inhale, look forward, lift up, bring those hands onto that left thigh. And then shift forward and back. Like we did on the opposite side. Shift forward and hold. This time, we're going to sweep those arms up, open our chest. But on the exhale, we're going to sweep those arms behind us and interlace our fingers behind our back this time. Inhale, draw those hands down the back and open up the chest toward the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're slowly going to drop that left shoulder to the left knee and reach those arms overhead, gazing toward that right knee. Holding here for 3, 2. Last one. Let's release those hands. Bring them to frame that left foot. Tuck your back foot. Scoot that right knee back a couple inches. Scoot your hips back. Try to lengthen out this left leg. Maybe even help it up there with that left hand. Your hands come right underneath your shoulders. On your inhale, spider up onto your fingertips. Flatten your back. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Maybe you need to use a block. Drape over that left leg. Making sure you flex the toes. Breathing into this deep, deep stretch. We're here for 3, 2. Last one, let's look forward. Let's bend into this left knee. We're going to tuck your back toes and lift that back knee. We're into that runner's lunge on our way to that warrior 2. So we pivot our back heel. We look forward. We cartwheel those arms. We reach those arms wide. Coming into that warrior 2 pose. Maybe widening the feet, just making sure that left knee is over the ankle. Relax those shoulders, press wide with the hands. Really pulling your navel in toward your spine. Those inner thighs are pulling up and in. Let's reverse our warrior, flipping that left palm, reaching that right arm back. Left arm comes up and over. Gazing down at the back foot or up toward the ceiling, you decide. Inhale here. Exhale, we come back to the warrior 2 on our way to side angle lunge, dropping that left forearm, then sweeping the right arm up and over as we gaze. We twist to the right and gaze underneath that right underarm, looking up toward the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we're going to lift up, coming back to that warrior 2, lengthening out the left leg though. Then we parallel the feet. Inhale here. Exhale, we bring our hands to our thighs and slowly fold down, coming into that wide-legged stretch. And on the inhale, we lengthen our spine. On our exhale, let's walk the hands through the legs. Holding here. 4, 3, 2. Last one, hands come right underneath the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, we pivot this left foot. We come into that runner's lunge. Plant your palms, step your left foot to the back of the mat, ripple forward. We're in that high plank pose. Inhale. This time, you can drop your knees, or maybe you slowly lower all the way down onto the mat. Hands right by your shoulders. Inhale, lift up to that low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, let's lift up for the low cobra. And then lift the hands. Let's float our cobra, and then we lift our feet. We look out in front of us. We squeeze the glutes. We engage that low spine. We hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Again, inhale, we press into the palms. We lift up and enjoy one rest, child's pose. Holding here. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Let's lift our gaze. We're coming right up into downward facing dog. Looking to the top of the mat. We walk our feet to meet our hands at the top of the mat, and then make our way into our chair pose. Sinking our hips low, bending into those knees. Inhale here. Exhale here. Let's inhale, reach up. And then on the exhale, we bring our hands to heart center. We're going to come into our tree pose. So we lift the right heel. We sweep that right knee out to the right, and we press that right foot into the left ankle, the left calf, or right above the knee. Finding our tree pose here. We reach our branches wide. Inhale here. Exhale. Let's sweep this right knee forward, and then slowly bring that right leg behind you, coming into that airplane pose. Flexing those right toes toward the floor. We're taking airplane arms. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we come right back up. We lift that right knee, and we take this left hand, wrap it around that right knee, and sweep that right arm behind you. This is our dancing Shiva. If you want to test your balance and gaze back at that right thumb, you can. Inhale here. Exhale. Let's drop that right leg to the back of the mat. We're going to sweep this left leg back and up. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we're taking our pigeon pose, bringing that left knee behind the left wrist, that left foot behind the right wrist. We lower onto our elbows. We lower our forehead here. Finding our breath, coming back to gratitude or our intention. As we enjoy this deep, deep stretch in our single leg pigeon. Of course, you can take the pigeon on your back if this is in any way uncomfortable. Crossing the left leg over the right. And then we slowly make our way out of that pigeon. We press into the palms. We lift our hips and step that left foot to the back of the mat. We've got one half sequence. As we look forward between our hands, and then just tiptoe your feet to the top of the mat. Bend the knees, sink the hips. We're in that Utkatasana chair pose. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale, sink a little lower. Inhale, we lift up. Hands come to heart center. We lift that left foot and then sweep it out to the left side. resting that left heel on that right ankle. And then we float our arms. If you want more of a balancing, you lift the foot to the calf or above the knee. Holding here, tucking your tailbone under. We're here for 3, 2. Last one. Let's bring our hands to heart center. We're sweeping that left knee forward. And then we bring the right hand to the left knee. Sweep that left arm back. We're in that dancing Shiva. Maybe looking backward, holding here, inhale. And then on the exhale, the hands come to heart center. We slowly bring that left leg back. Reach your arms out to the side and taking that warrior 3. Inhale here. Exhale here. Looking down. Looking down, we slowly bring our hands to frame out that right foot and drop that left foot behind us. Plant your palms. Heel toe that right foot behind that right foot behind that left wrist. That right knee behind that right wrist. Inhale here. Exhale, come all the way down. Or if that's uncomfortable, maybe one side works and one side doesn't. You can come onto your back, crossing your right leg over that left thigh. Maybe interlacing your fingers behind that left leg. Whichever pigeon pose works for you. Remembering to honor your body at all times. Coming back to your breath. We're slowly going to come out of the pose, lifting our gaze and propping up onto our elbows and then into our palms. Then we slowly bring that left leg forward, bring that right leg forward. We're going to slowly lower down. We're coming into our tiger pose with our hips, the feet over the hips, hands over the shoulders. Forgetting everything that did or didn't happen on your mat today. Feeling grateful for taking the time to move your body. Taking time to find your way onto your mat today. And then we're going to slowly make our way into our Shavasana pose, lowering one limb down at a time. Lowering those legs to the edges of your mat. Your palms are facing up, your shoulders are drawn away from the ears, your eyes are closed and you relax. We're going to relax here in our Shavasana pose. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. I'm going to close out the practice here, but ask you to remain just a couple minutes if you've got the time in your Shavasana pose. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. And as always, I wish you peace, love, and yoga. Peace in your mind, love in your heart, and yoga in your life. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. Feel free to stay in that Shavasana pose, yogis.